Joseph Dweba has been fighting through different obstacles for 25 years of his life. And the one time he gets to experience victory, the one time he gets the opportunity to tell his story the way he wants to, the one time he finally gets an opportunity to release, all of a sudden you want to police his release. If you're unfamiliar to the face, I'll go with the name Yolulu Koshe. I'm a sports journalist from East London in the Eastern Cape. If you want to know more about what I do, what I've done, you can click on the page itself, go to my bio, and I will show you some of the things that I've been up to. And if you're a person that loves sports, everything about sports, I'm talking chats, I'm talking articles, I'm talking interviews, everything, updates, then welcome home. This is where you want to be, and this is where I would want you to be. Come join me on this sporting journey, walk with me, and let's see how far we go and where our destination is. But yeah, going straight into the topic of the day, I want to speak about Joseph Dweba. And it was a long, there were a couple of debates I was in yesterday when the comments came out on Joseph Dweba's comments and everything he said about his day at the Cheetahs and all of his struggles basically, but everyone was focusing on the codes that were pertaining to his time at the Cheetahs and his contractual disputes and all of that. And they were saying that the way that he spoke about the coaches, the contracts, just the way that he has been treated in that system was unprofessional, and some people were saying that he has now burned bridges and he must be aware or wary of doing such things in the future, because in South Africa you do, as a person of a certain demographic in a system controlled by a certain demographic, you do get blacklisted. Yeah, well, and there's so many examples of that, but then we won't dwell into that. But what I want to speak on is Joseph Dweba first, and why we need to understand the context of his comments, and then I want to speak on why, whether he intended or did or not, Joseph Dweba's comments speak on a bigger issue that's always been in the South African rugby system for people of a certain demographic. You know what I'm saying? So for me, tackling the issue of Joseph Dweba, I'll put it like this: the context in the context of the story. This is a man who's been struggling his whole life. This is a man who's been fighting different battles throughout. He has been fighting. If you follow the story there, they tell you that he grew up in a very small shack with a lot of family members. Parents were struggling, both earning small wages. Father was, I think, in the mines, and his mom was working in the kitchen for a family, I think. He couldn't even afford a pair of boots when people around him were wearing a pair of boots. That's all he wanted, and he couldn't even get that. So he struggled to get a pair of boots, struggled to get into the rugby system, and finally got into the rugby system. When he gets there, he struggles for game time. You know what I'm saying? He gets the game time, makes SA schools. Before that, he went to a school that didn't really care about him, the one that they say just dropped him off at trials and said he'd find his own way back home, which was a fair distance away. So this is a man who's been struggling for a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? And the first time he actually felt a bit of love in the sporting system, from what I gather, is when he moved to a different school. I think that's the school that he finished matric in, where he was the only player when he made Craven Week, only player from the Golden Lions to make the SA schools team. He says the people there, the way they cared for him, giving him boots, money, all of that, and the family that took care of him over the weekends and all of that. That's the first time, I think he was 18 at the time, that's the first time he felt loving, family, love, and all of that, just a loving environment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been through so many struggles. Even after that, he gets into the SA under 20 side, and he's got another battle there. He's behind at least maybe two or three. Maybe two hookers, and he's the third choice. you know, he's battling for game time there. That's cool. They progress from there. He goes into the cheetah setup. He's battling for game time there again. Just the game time, he's battling for wages. So there's always a constant battle. Always a constant battle in this man's life. He finally gets the opportunity to win in life and beat the system that's made him a constant battler. In Call of Duty, everything he battle. When he finally gets that opportunity to dictate things, to get the contract he wants, the move that he wants, the one that he feels comfortable with, the one where he won't have to fight unfairly, where he'll go to a team that will give him the proper chance to establish himself on proper contract terms. And he speaks out and releases the way he wants to release the frustrations of the times he's had in the past, the hardships he's been through. Only thing you guys are concerned about, the many of you guys are concerned about, is the way he put it across. The only thing you guys are focusing on is professionalism and burning of bridges. Now let me tell you something. These are the same bridges that are not taking care of our people outside the game. How many people of a certain demographic have represented maybe the Springboks, given us some beautiful moments, but we don't know what happened to them? Do you guys even care about the likes of Ochong Inokwe, who's got a record in the Springbok jersey? Or Tundrai Shavanga, where did they end up? Yeah, all you care about is how they were professional in their time and how they never burned bridges. Yeah, how they never burned bridges. Is that the more important thing here? Yeah, what are these bridges doing for these for what did the bridge do for Joseph Dweba? Yeah, he was, if you want professionalism from Joseph Dweba, professionalism from Joseph Dweba is taking that contract, that meager contract that he was offering when he knew he had a pregnant girlfriend. Yeah, he took it because he knew he had to feed the family. That's professionalism. He went ahead and he took it and just got on with it. That's professionalism. If you want professionalism from Joseph Dweba, that's that moment where he kept on fighting when he was second or third choice hooker in the under-20s. That's professionalism. How he finally gets that opportunity to be number one, to feel like he's the man. This is his moment. And he releases everything from his past, the way he wants to release it. And now all of a sudden he's burning bridges. What are the benefits of these bridges? What are the benefits of these bridges? What is so wrong that Joseph Dweba has done? Who is Joseph Dweba hurting? Thing is, we need more Joseph Dwebas. Whether he intended to make this a bigger thing, or he was just speaking purely from his side and the emotions came out for only his case. But truth is, this is bigger than Joseph Dweba. The system has been doing this for a very long time. And the reason why the system has been doing this for a very long time is because there aren't enough of Joseph Dwebas. And when the Joseph Dwebas come out, it's like Joseph Dweba. It's individuals. The others, they're hiding behind. And I understand why, because it's the system. The system can blacklist you. I understand that. There are jobs on the line. So I understand why people will be a bit wary about coming out and telling their full story. But I'm telling you, these are bigger issues that Joseph Dweba is highlighting. And the one person who's brave enough to say it like it is, the people that the system suffers from, the people that the system that suffer from the system, and the people that always fight for the people that suffer within the system, want to silence the man who's fighting the system and telling him about being professional while he's suffering. So he must die in the name of being professional. He must live and be hungry after rugby in the name of professionalism and burning bridges. Is that the message that we're getting across? Is that the message? Our people must endure and suffer. But for how long? I had a conversation on a rugby page, and the person said that yes, it's true that we need people to represent us at that level in order for the likes of Joseph Dweba to speak and not suffer the consequences of being blacklisted. until then, Joseph Dweba and them cannot speak out like that because they're risking their careers. But how long are we going to wait for that? There's been so many cases. Case in point, Peter de Villiers. He has been blacklisted from the system for about 9 years now, close to 10 years. What are we waiting for? Yeah, well, is the wait worth it? He's waited. Well, it could be 10 years in the system. It's not going to take him back. What are we waiting for? I don't understand that logic. How many more people are going to have to endure this type of treatment just in the name of being professional? When are they going to get what they're worth? They just rewards for their talents. What Joseph Dweba has done is put pressure on the union, whether they intended to or not. Now the cheaters will know that they looked at in a different gaze. They're under scrutiny. They can't make the same mistake with upcoming players of any demographic. They will have to make sure that they pay them what's due to them. You know what I'm saying? Because people are always going to be like, Joseph Dweba raised this. And other stories might come out. And interestingly enough, while I was just busy talking about the Joseph Dweba situation yesterday, someone else hit me up and told me, bro, if only you knew what so and so are going through at a certain union, you'd be absolutely going crazy. You know what I'm saying? You will not believe what you're hearing. Yeah, well, now I'm not going to reveal who said what to me, but I have a couple of players who play Super Rugby, and I know a couple of players who play in the Pro 14. So someone in some place came to me who's in the rugby ranks, and he told me this. Yeah, well, so in confidence. So I'm obviously not gonna tell you the details that we went into, but you'll be shocked. And I hope one day these things come out, because this is what our people need to hear. This is the only way the system is gonna get pressure to change. I was shocked when I heard the news. I can't wait for them to come out officially. But we can't do that here because I care about people's careers. And if they don't give the go-aheads, I won't speak on that. I won't speak on that. I'll respect their wishes. You know what I'm saying? And I'll respect the confidentiality of the people and me, you know, in of my context, you know, and myself. There's that confidentiality between us, you know. We speak in confidence and they trust me. So I will not abuse that for the sake of coming with scoops. But just know that this thing is a constant. So Joseph Dweba is not an anomaly in the system. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing about him being policed, that's it doesn't make sense to me. Why should you rephrase it? The more you rephrase these type of things, the more you're polite about them, the more you're being professional about it, the more you try not to burn the bridge, the more the system thrives. Because they're gonna say we've got them under control. We can keep doing this and get away with it because they are afraid of us blacklisting them for their behavior, for their antics. Instead of people praising Joseph Dweba for coming out, they say, no, you shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, another debate will come out, and then they'll say the system is against our people. How, bruh? Pick a side. It's the same thing. Now, why are you choosing when the system is right or when it's time for you to be professional about how the system treats you or ill treats you? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. There are so many people who are suffering at the hands of this system and are being professional about it. So many have been professional throughout their whole careers. Now they're hungry with that professionalism. Yeah, they're hungry. They didn't burn any bridges, but they're hungry. What are the bridges doing for them? So you need to be mindful of that. So for me personally, I stand and say that Joseph Dweba didn't do anything wrong. He told his story the way he wanted to tell his story. He was expressive about it. And people are just not used to people who tell it like it is anymore. As soon as you say what happened to you and you tell it fully, all of a sudden being controversial. But it's just the truth. The contract that he got is a contract that he got, and he feels the way that he feels about it. I mean, the cheaters, sorry, they probably know this from him already. He will probably have communicated how he feels about the deal to them already. You know. So for me, I just feel as if he did the right thing. And maybe a lot of players will now come out and say their story. But I spoke to one of the other players that I know plays in the Super Rugby setup. I won't reveal the team or whatnot, because they people can that know me might be able to guess who the actual player is. But what he told me is that he thinks it's impossible for the system to for people of a certain demographic in the system to one day unite, because there's too much fear in there. And I understand that, to be honest with you. I understand that. Yeah, but for me that's a worry. That's scary. That's scary that the system has done so much to frighten the people within it. Yeah, that we always come out at once and then the others are scared. The more you come out as an individual, the more the system thrives, because it can quickly take you out. But if you unite, then it's a bit trickier than that. But if you even struggle to unite, and if we struggle to praise, but rather we try to police, and some try to ridicule the comments of a brave person in Joseph Dweba, told it like it is, then the people that suffer from the system will continue to suffer from the system. We have a long way to go, and we only have ourselves to blame for it. If we keep up this mentality, then we only have ourselves to blame for it. If you pull down the one man that's trying to rise against the system, let's not ever talk about trying to go above the system and being an equal in the system, because we are on top of our real worst enemy. We are up there, so we're fighting two enemies. It's much harder for us to win. But anyway, I think that's my piece, and I really appreciate it if you guys like the page, and there's more content coming your way. Hopefully, much lighter content. I've got quite a few things I wanna speak on in coming videos. Hope to drop one Geland soon, and him leaving, and what that could mean for his Bok future. And yeah, man. And if you're on YouTube as well, please please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm gonna try to grow that platform as well, and I really love you guys to support that, and let's grow as a community. But otherwise, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to engage with me. Leave your comments on the comment sections below, and let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let me hear your views. What am I missing from this? And yeah, let's have a good conversation about it. No answering at anybody. Just civil conversations and people teaching each other about different angles to attack the same situation. Thank you very much.